Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Here come the Bengals now to take over. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
First play, and Purdy wants to throw it. Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
7-0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bengals offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season. First run now for Kyron Williams.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and them going.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll have Lamar Jackson calling the shots, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Louisville.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown.
So he scored his 8th touchdown on the ground last week, and most guys I know, they want to get into round numbers. So, 10 is really the goal. And this is one sport where being selfish and scoring touchdowns is a good thing. Look for he and the offense to try and get him in there at least twice in this game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. Swift going to try up the middle.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Jackson now. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchdown. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
You look at this Cowboy defense.
They come into this one in the bottom half of the NFL against the run, number 19 overall.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
He'll drop this down to Williams.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here.
Now Purdy. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they finally bring him down, but he reaches the 16. A big play there on the catch and run. 44 yards.
And as you saw right there, this is a guy with pretty good speed for a tight end. Nice job there, catching the short throw and turning it upfield. He can also be a weapon downfield as well.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right.
Purdy now to throw. Gets this quickly to Ingram.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Purdy from the gun.
Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
1st and goal, Cincinnati.
Play action. Now Purdy.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The sack sets him back a full 10 yards there on 1st and goal.
Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
Purdy.
Finds his tight end Ingram. They'll still have a 3rd and goal now despite picking up 13 yards on that pass play.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2.
Purdy off the play fake.
Rolling to, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And this Cowboy defense comes up with a goal line stand. So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. But a little surprised that they went for it, right?
Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a shootout type of a game. That they've got to match them point for point, as opposed to, hey, we'll get them later. Maybe he just has that sense, and that's why he decided to go for it there.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
And they came into play here off 2 straight victories.
At the 13. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets them into a 3rd and 1 situation.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And Swift is not going to get there as they stop him short of the yellow line.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Yes, it's the first half, but we'll see if that stuff there on 3rd and 1 comes back to haunt him.
I hope you don't mind, but it's not going to stop me from putting a check mark next to this play. Let's look back as this game progresses and see if this is one of the key plays in the game, even though it occurred early.
Jones on the return. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Evan Ingram works his way back onto the field with the rest of this offense. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately. So he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. He targets Ingram for another grab.
That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago.
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 4.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Purdy looking to throw.
That is caught. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a 1st down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Throwing here, Purdy.
And he checks this one down to Williams. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
From the 2-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Purdy.
Open man right side is Ingram. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He's got the 1st down. He's got a big game going right now. Already over 100 yards receiving in this 1st half alone. And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Locates Mooney on the out route.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Purdy will look to throw again here.
He'll find Lazar over the middle. Only able to gain a couple there. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Back to throw, Purdy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A very important 3rd down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up 1st and goal.
Williams is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Williams again, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line.
The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. First and goal, no gain. Second and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball third time, but he's going
to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Nick Bonito racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on third down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
So on fourth down, on is Evan McPherson and the Bengal field goal unit.
From the left hash, a chip shot here.
McPherson's kick is good.
And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now here come the Cowboys. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all. And let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
The Cowboys at 500 hit 6-6, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories.
And last week was a bit of a nail-biter, a 3-point victory, but it's also the kind of game that reveals a team's true character. They fought all the way and came out victorious.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football. They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He's been a big man here in this first half as he gets it away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
Shotgun now with Purdy. A short throw there pulled in by All.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Purdy. It's Williams on the catch. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
From the 38 now, here's a 2nd down and 6. Once more, Purdy looking to throw.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
DeMarvion Overshown
coming in for that outside linebacker spot, and he buried him for a loss of 7. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Looking to throw. Purdy, he's got it to Williams. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
Here's Ryan Rico now
as he'll kick. And he couldn't get to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Jackson from the shotgun. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. 2 minutes to play in this first half, 7-3, our score.
42-yard line.
Here's Jackson. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
39-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Throwing is Jackson. And he's got Pierce. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 19. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Jackson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And Jackson throwing once more.
That one finds Pierce right side.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Here's Jackson to throw. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Now Jackson. He's got Njoku over the middle. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. To throw is Jackson. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Purdy from the gun.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Final play of the half. Purdy.
Oh, the ball cut out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night as we see over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And that one is still scoreless as they play in the second quarter. From there, we're out to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Now it's Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack. This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Max Crosby, his 2nd sack of the night.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
That's be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Here's Jones. Gets around him and past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now
2nd and 6.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Purdy looking to throw. He'll complete this one to Collins.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up second down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 7 at the 42-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Williams.
And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 36.
It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with third down coming up.
Now Purdy. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Another one caught by Collins.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that will bring up second down. They go back to the ground with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Purdy.
That's complete. It's Collins. And going to have another first as the tackles Cowboys 20. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
I can't help but chuckle a little bit because at this point, it can't be a surprise to anyone in the building who's going to get the ball. They just keep feeding him over and over, and he just keeps on delivering.
Here's Purdy. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Purdy now to throw off the play action.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Chauncey Golston.
Credit him with a sack, and it goes a loss of 6.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Cowboys about set to take over on offense.
Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals offense and Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. Back to throw, Purdy. Got a man, it's Collins complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Option play, they'll run with Williams. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10. Shotgun now with Purdy. And this will be caught by Mooney. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Out of the gun, Purdy. And he'll go down at the 20. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
At least this time he's got a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the first down before taking the hit.
Purdy now to throw. A short throw to Ingram. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Throwing here, Purdy. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Darnell Mooney with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better, because they had 2 previous drives.
And that gives them a 3-point lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC.
A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
Now it's Jackson.
Short pass taken in by Schoonmaker.
And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Jackson. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the Bengals 40.
Throwing is Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Max Crosby in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
And this is caught. He hits more.
And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just
touchdown, Cowboys!
Rondell Moore,
37 yards.
And the Cowboys answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Point after here coming up. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it's kicked off with a Cowboys touchdown.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
The busy night continues for Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
66 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. Purdy will set up to throw it here.
A short throw to Ingram. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
From just shy of midfield,
Purdy over the middle. He gets it to Collins.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
A gain of 7. First down, Bengals.
Back to throw. Purdy. A short throw to Ingram. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll make it second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Once more, Purdy looking to throw.
He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Purdy from the gun. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Purdy looking to throw.
A short throw to Ingram. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Purdy from the gun on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 18. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Purdy. That's complete to Mooney. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Purdy.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals.
Darnell Mooney
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Bengals are able to move back in front.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that gives them a 3-point lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The time to get another look at this Cowboys offense. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Gain of 7 brings up 2nd and 3 at the 47-yard line.
Now Jackson. Forced out to his left. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. This is caught. It's close. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Haven't heard much from him all night, but welcome to the party, making his presence felt in a big way.
They've kept him under wraps all night long, but boy, did he find a great time to bust out.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Now Jackson.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Here's a handoff to Swift running left.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Here's Jackson. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get into overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you, but you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. This is 1st and 10. Purdy to throw. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Here comes 2nd down.
They'll hand it off now. Williams. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
What a way to wrap up the week. Now a big play. It's 3rd down. Throwing, Purdy. They'll get this complete to Collins.
The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Here's Purdy to throw.
Being chased at, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
He'll let this go deep for Collins.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the game will continue for at least one more play.
To not finish a game on a defensive penalty, that's why they get one more untimed attempt.
And he got it. The kick is gone, and a fantastic finish here on a Monday night. And the Bengals are going to get out of here with a W.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for Cincinnati, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the